Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Bleach Chapter 572. Now, I want to say I told you so, but I wasn't 100% right. I pretty much was, but not 100% right. Gvenhale doesn't end up getting a random power-up that makes Yachiru need to be saved by Kenpachi. What ends up happening is that this dude Gurumi shows up and takes out Gvenhale himself. And then this dude is gonna beat Yachiru, and then she gets saved by Kenpachi. So I was right about her getting saved by Kenpachi, but it's a little the enemy that she was saved from is different. So still, I'm pretty much right though. I mean, Bleach is pretty predictable, which is not a good thing nowadays. Yeah. I guess I should do a chapter summary first, though, since that's usually what I do. Chapter started off with Yachiru celebrating, doing this like dance with her summonings, I guess. Isane pointed out that she's never seen a Shikai like Yachiru's before, and that's when Gurumi shows up and takes out Van Hale. Also, apparently, he killed Rose and Kensei. All right. If they're really dead, then that's pretty anticlimactic. You would think that characters with their well, Kensei's level at least, not Rose. No one gives a crap about Rose, but still, he's a captain though, so he's not exactly Izuru Kira, who has yet to been confirmed. Who has his body still hasn't been found. We still don't have a confirmation on whether he's dead or not. All right, but whatever. It's not like I care about him. Well, Beast's kind of cool, but I don't care about Kira himself. The only Kira I care about is Light Yagami. All right, that was so random. The point is that if they're really dead, then that's pretty anticlimactic and pretty stupid. I mean, it's not stupid, but still pretty anticlimactic. I mean, it's possible it's just an illusion or something, because what his power allows him to make his imagination reality. So if he wanted to, he could just stop their hearts right there and beat them like that. But he's not going to, because if he did, he would be able to beat all of the Soul Reapers, and then the Stern Rooter would actually look good. And we can't have the Stern Rooter look good. So you know. That's what he claims his power to be, but it might just be an illusion or something like that, because once Isane goes to go check on Kensei and Rose, we see this thing hovering above her hand. It's like a sake cup, and then a ball on top of it, and then it just disappears. So that might be his power, and he's just interfering with her perception of things. But if that's the case, then that's yet another Zanpakuto ability that interferes with people's perceptions. So I don't know about that, but he did something to her that I don't know. He did something to Yachiru too. Yachiru went to attack him, then he turned her bones into cookies, which is weird. I mean, why not just kill her? Seriously, like, does he? Like, what is his excuse? Is his excuse going to be, I want to have fun first? Like, whatever, I don't care. He's gonna get beaten by Kenpachi anyway. That's how Bleach works nowadays. The way it works is that there's no actual story to Bleach, really. Kubo has just given up on telling a story, and now all he does is introduce villains just so that they can be beaten by Soul Reapers. They're pretty much jobbers now. The Stern Ritter are jobbers. That's exactly what they are. I won't go as far as saying they're fodder, but they're jobbers. Their only purpose is to lose and make other people look good. There's no story anymore. Van Hale was not introduced to tell a story, to be an actual villain. He was introduced just so that Yachiru could look good before being made to look bad by getting saved by Kenpachi. Alright, it's just, there's no story in Bleach anymore. It's just random fights. That's all it is, random fights. The story isn't going to come back until Uryu and Ichigo face off, or Yuha Bach shows up, because they're the only ones that have some type of relationship. No one knows any of these other Sternritter, and even if they did, it still wouldn't be much of a story. We saw that with well, we saw that with Bombietta, we saw it with Kangdu, we saw it with BG9, we saw it with um, De Masculine, we Osnote. There's no story anymore. It's just introducing villains just so that they could get beaten. And make characters look good, but he often fails in making the characters look good because he makes them look bad by having them be saved. And he sacrifices other characters like Kensei and Rose and makes them look bad in order to make Renji look good. I forgot his name for a second. I was about to call him Sanji. To make Renji look good. Sanji could never look good post time skip. That's impossible. Him winning a fight? No way. Um, but seriously though, Bleach is just not good right now. I guess this chapter was fine. I mean, if I'm looking at it in terms of the overall arc, this chapter is just another chapter that doesn't help anything at all and just makes the situation worse in terms of quality. But if I'm looking at things from an individual, like chapter by chapter basis, I guess this chapter was cool since Kenpachi came back, and it was revealed that Kensei and Rose were dead, and Gurumi showed up. So yeah, to be honest, it would be a 7.5, but because of how it just does not make the situation any better, and it just makes things worse, and the fact that Van Hale was like, what? He's just a job. Like, this just makes the whole Sternritter are jobbers thing even more obvious. So I'll just give the chapter 7 out of 10 instead. Not much of a drop, but I can't really have the rating be affected too much by the overall arc and focus not enough on the individual chapter. So yeah, I'll give this chapter Bleach a 7 out of 10, and that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.